right, this is Jimmy Cab taped the broadcast 5150 interview series in Bulldozer Magazine on a lovely Friday night at the Echo at the ceremony of extreme weight with Yob, Black Cobra, and an extremely heavy band locally here known as the Deathkings. This is Nicholas Rocha from the Deathkings. How you doing?
I'm good.
You just finished playing an incredible set of Supreme Weight. Tell me about playing to this audience. How did you feel about playing the show?
Nervous, definitely.
You still get nervous?
Yeah, we get nervous for every show. I mean, I know I do. These guys are a little bit more seasoned than I am, but I get stress and anxiety just like any house show, any big show, whatever. I get the same level of anxiety. So,
one of the things that I've appreciated since I've been exposed to your band since 2011 is the immense growth that you've displayed, not only musically but also in experimentation in your music, and how well you adapt it to the stage live. Do you do that purposely, or is that just a normal progression?
I think it's normal progression. We like to say that we tell stories, and so you need to be comfortable when you tell a story, otherwise it doesn't work. Otherwise it's just repeating the lines and going through the motions. So every song of ours has an actual point to it, and I think it translates on stage, and hopefully it translates well.
What I like about your band and what I like about the music is the fact that you do not put an emphasis on just weight. Right now, as you know, this genre of music is very popular.
Right.
So everyone is just focused on volume and weight and heaviness. What I like about your music is that there actually is a transcendence there. Not only is it a storyline, but it's just a fact that you really lose yourself in your music. Is that something that you deliberately focus on when you're writing?
Yeah, we like going back to the stories. You need your ebbs and flows, your ups and downs. We're not afraid to experiment, and I think we stand out because we have so many quiet parts, and we're definitely not as loud as some other bands, but we're not going for the loudest band, in the planet. We'll gladly leave that to somebody else. We'd rather sound good to our own ears before crushing PA systems, and that's the volume that we're at. Yeah.
What I really like is you also incorporate melody.
Yeah. One of our guitar players, Daryl, he and I work on the 3-part harmonies for vocals. When we record stuff, I like to experiment as much as I can vocally also. It's fun,
I've noticed a progression from Destroyer to this recent split. Let's talk about this recent split that you just released. You released it. Now you're going to have to help me here with this band name.
Rosamov.
Thank you, because I'm notorious for butchering. This is on the Midnight Collective label, correct?
Yeah. Ryan Avery, who runs Midnight Collective.
Great guy.
He contacted Rosamov out from Boston, and he told them, hey, we got a song. Solomon is our song. Their song's called The Ghost Divine. It just so happened that the stories of both songs flowed right into each other. Oh, sorry. So it was perfect. It was a perfect matching.
Yeah, it wasn't like a collaboration that you planned out. It just so happened to be that way, correct?
Yeah. And we have the covers done by this dude from South America who just captured the essence of both songs perfectly. So yeah, it was great. It was fun.
What I really like about the Deathkings is with every release that you put out, there's always a new chapter in the band.
Yeah.
There's always a new growth. Talk to me about new music. You have any new music?
Yeah, so we have an album coming out next March.
Another full length?
Full length. It's going to be 4 songs, which we're kind of jerks. Our first full length was 3 songs. This one's going to be 4 super long songs. It's going to be called All That Is Beautiful. I think it's probably the most emotional work that we've done so far. Yeah, it's pretty deep. The themes and the music that we do. In fact, the opening song we did tonight was off of that album. So
one of the things that I always enjoy as well about your band is the fact that you don't put any time limits. Whereas, in this day and age, the attention span is really not there. But I noticed that you were able to achieve that very well with the audience. Like tonight, they were all very captivated with these very long songs that do not become mundane or boring. How do you achieve that?
Luck, because like I was saying before, we write for ourselves. Whatever we want to hear is what we put out. We don't ever really say, hey, let's write a 5-minute song or a 20-minute song. Although for the new album, we did say to ourselves, hey, let's write something longer. So we have 2 20-minute songs on that album.
Do you enjoy just not putting a time frame on your music and just because actually the reality is the song is never really done, but
Yeah.
do you enjoy not putting a time frame?
Definitely, because we like to say that the story's not done until the song tells us it's done, right? I was a kid in the 80s and I used to watch a bunch of like science fiction and fantasy movies, and you would watch one of those movies and the story didn't feel like it was done. So I think I brought that into the band when writing the lyrics, Aside from the band, I like to write just generally. So when they said, all right, you're going to be the lyric writer, I think they messed up because I don't shut up.
You like to ramble, huh?
I do. I tend to go on. Yeah.
This new album, it'll be out when?
March 19th.
Of 2016, obviously.
2016, March 19th, yeah.
And the label?
It's going to be a co-release with Midnight Collective again and ourselves. We're actually going to explore our own sort of releasing house called Toten House Recordings. So it's going to be a split with that. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got beautiful packaging. It's going to be pretty intense.
One of the things that I've always appreciated about musicians like yourself is the fact that you really don't label yourselves. Everyone, including myself, is always trying to make it simple and just put a title. You never do that. You're known as a doom band. You're known as a stoner rock band.
Yeah.
You're known but you don't do that yourself. If you had to label your music, how would you label it?
I don't know. We call ourselves a rock experimental band. That's just at the core. That's what it is. We're actually all like old punk rocker guys. So we're literally playing punk songs like super slow down. Not because we can't write better songs, but that's just how it turns out. Yeah.
So it went from writing really fast songs to now just stretching them out.
Yeah, I mean we're older too. We're not trying to impress anybody on how fast we play or how technical we are. We're like the most selfish band in that we write for ourselves.
Is that why you think the appeal to the masses is because it's genuine?
I hope so. I still can't really take compliments, sort of.
Good.
Yeah, it's weird.
We don't have to worry about you being an asshole.
Yeah.
A couple of years.
I when I hear somebody say, "Hey, that was a good song, that was a good set," not that I don't believe them, but I'm just kind of like, all right,
Does it blow your mind that there's females that are coming out to your shows now? Attractive females?
You know what? 5 or 6 years ago, they weren't there.
Have you noticed that I comb my hair now?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I didn't have the baseball cap, I had a part in my hair. But yeah, it's a weird thing, but I'm glad it gets more people out to the shows, more eyes on all the bands, so that's good.
Not only that, I mean, really, you guys have worked here in the Los Angeles circuit really hard to establish yourselves as being unique and being true to yourselves, and now it's paying off.
Yeah.
You have a show coming up. Talk to us about it.
We have 2 shows coming up. We actually have a house show out in like Riverside with the Trapped Within Burning Machine.
Great
Boys.
fucking guys. Another great
They're
band.
like the most perfect band I think ever. So that's going to be in Riverside. And then we have December 8th, a show with Bellwitch at the Complex.
Oh, that's a good one.
Also by Church of the Eighth Day, who put on tonight's show. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We've played with them a couple of times before, so they're always good guys. And it's going to be with Wreckmeister Harmonies as well.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's going to be awesome.
What's the date on both shows again?
December 5th for the house show. And you can go on our facebook.com, Deathkings Music. And then December 8th for the Complex show.
Okay, make sure you go check out their page so you can see the releases that they have. What I can't wait to hear is this new album that's going to be coming out. Just if you could give us a little indication, what would you say is, how would you label this album? Because as I mentioned before, everything you put out is completely different, but it still has the root of heaviness to it.
It's certainly the next chapter. There's a big picture to what we want to do as a band. All That Is Beautiful, the next album, is just this next chapter, and it's just as depressing, I think, as the first one, if not more, because I got to explore a little bit more, just the themes of the songs. They're deeper, more introspective.
Personal?
Very personal, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nicholas, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Jimmy.
The Deathkings, there are those here in Los Angeles that attempt to be heavy, and then there are those that just are. Make sure you check out the Deathking because they're beyond heavy. They're also real.